Greetings all you maniacs and minds and crimes, and today I'm going to be talking about the Fallout 4 Fists Only Challenge video that, well, never was. At least not right now. Anyway, so I decided to give it a try. How bad could Fists Only be in Fallout 4? Well, I decided to, like I said, give it a try, and early on, it was not horrible. It wasn't undoable. It was definitely not the easiest time I've ever had going through Fallout 4, but it wasn't the worst. So I speed leveled myself by scrapping a shit ton of things in Sanctuary and spamming fence posts with the Idiot Savant perk. And I leveled my character. I built my character around strength and luck and a bit of endurance, and that was kind of a mistake because I didn't have enough intelligence to make stim packs worth a damn. Oops. I am so used to maxing out intelligence and having decent amount of perception and no strength, because strength is kind of worthless in Fallout 4, and the rest allocated evenly between luck and everything else and charisma, to have a rifleman character. I'm used to using semi-auto rifles. But when it comes to melee in Fallout 4, it's not horrible. It's not the worst melee system I've ever experienced. It sure beats Payday 2's melee system, which is unbelievably bare bones. But Fallout 4's melee, it really could use a revamp. There's probably mods out there to really revamp it and make melee very fun. The Blitz perk really helped during this run. It was my saving grace. VATS and Blitz was... I had to have those. So, using VATS and Blitz, I could do critical strikes pretty often, and I could teleport around enemies and kill them pretty damn fast. But everything up until this point was smooth sailing. Rescuing Preston Garvey, not that bad. Getting him to kill the Deathclaw, very, very time consuming, but again, not that bad. I punched it in the face at the end, but I didn't get any experience, which annoyed me. So, I moved right on ahead to Diamond City. So if I remember right, I did in fact help Paladin Dance with his little ghoul problem, but I had no intention of actually joining the Brotherhood of Steel. But I did the ArcJet quest anyway, so I could get some junk to sell. And also some experience. And the synths, not bad. Again, they weren't that bad. The melee ones were a little annoying because they blocked my attacks. But other than that, the Blitz perk really was the saving grace of this run. So, okay. Now, when I said everything so far wasn't that bad, I'm not exaggerating. I was playing on the easy difficulty, not very easy, because, well, I kind of didn't feel like playing on very easy, and anything above easy I thought would have been a bit too much. So, wasn't horrible. Helping Paladin Dance, not horrible. And then I foolishly did some more quests for the Brotherhood of Steel. I just wanted some extra XP. So I cleared out some feral ghouls, and then I also decided to do the quest that nearly made me quit this run. Actually, it was the quest that made me quit this run. Oh man, finding the Brotherhood of Steel recon team. Oh my god. So, going through it, it wasn't bad. It was not horrible. Some of the enemies I came across weren't too challenging, but then came two rad scorpions. And if you've ever tried to kill rad scorpions with melee weapons, you know that they are annoying. Unless you have incredible melee power, you're not going to be really effective against rad scorpions. It is also at this point where I was thinking, maybe I should just use power armor, because I would still be punching things, but I would still be, using my fists. I would just be in power armor. The problem with that, power armor in Fallout 4 is annoying as fuck. I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely good. It's got its perks. But finding fusion cores is a pain in the ass. It's a legitimate pain in the ass to find these fucking things. So I took on Rad Scorpions without power armor. My saving grace was Psycho, Jet, Med-X, and spamming Stimpaks, and also Deathclaw meat. I made sure to kill as many little things as I could to cook the meat because I knew that Stimpaks weren't going to cut it. I did kill the Rad Scorpions, but I quit that quest. So, if I do remember right, I did rescue Nick Valentine. If I didn't, then there would be no footage of it, but if I did, there is footage of it. And what I remember, Triggermen weren't horrible. This was all, I forget all of this because this was, I don't know, about a week ago, in fact, when I recorded all of this. So, it was at this point that I decided to cheat. I got myself a Fat Man and 2 mini nukes, and my target was Swan because he had a Furious Power Fist. And this is a very good melee weapon, but it still is a punching action. So I thought, so maybe I can't beat the game, or I could still beat the game with only my fists. But what if I just use the Power Fist? Because, you're still doing a fisting action, you're still punching. It's just, I thought, in my brain, I was like, okay, this is about the equivalent of punching in power armor. So, I nuked the fuck out of Swan. It only took 2 mini nukes. I thought it was going to take way more than that. I thought I was jumping the gun, but I only found 2. I was like, okay, this should be enough to kill Swan. It should be, right? I didn't think so, but 2 fat men shots later, and Swan was dead. So I got the Furious Power Fist. And then after this, I don't think I recorded much else. So this run was super scuffed. I do, in fact, think it is entirely possible to beat Fallout 4 with only your fists. But it would be an arduous journey. It would be a pain in the ass. You would have to really upgrade your armor. I know there are brawler upgrades for armor to increase unarmed damage by quite a considerable amount. I know that's a thing. That's what I was going for initially. If you have at least 2 intelligence, you can get the medic perk, which is a godsend for melee builds. And, toughness. You would also want to have some charisma for Lone Wanderer to give yourself 15% to 30% damage reduction to make yourself that much tankier. I didn't run around with dog meat too much because, honestly, I don't hate dog meat, but he kind of annoys me when he's like, oh, I found something and it's just a pipe pistol, or it's just a bottle. I'm like, don't waste my time with that. If you find a large amount of Stimpaks, I'm fine with that. If you find me a piece of glass, I'm not fine with that. So I dismissed dog meat. I don't really use companions in Fallout 4 anyway, because I usually go with the Lone Wanderer perk. Anyway, I am a bit ashamed of myself that I couldn't just bite the bullet and go through this, but here is another thing about doing fists only. No matter who you side with, you are going to be facing tough foes. Let me explain. There is a quest for the Brotherhood of Steel, or the Institute, to get the beryllium agitator. In that room, after you grab it, there is a sentry bot, which is one of the toughest fucking things in Fallout 4, aside from legendary Deathclaws, and 2 Assaultrons. I am not about to go against 2 Assaultrons who are fast, do a lot of damage, and block melee attacks like fucking nothing and stagger you to shit, and a sentry bot that would have so much goddamn health that it would take me forever to beat it to death. No. If you side with the Minutemen, you have to run around the entire map and recruit 8 settlements. It's just busy work. It really isn't that great, but it's not horrible. But then there's the Mylark Queen. No, I am not about to fist the Mirelurk Queen to death, because that bitch does a lot of damage, is surprisingly fast, and I know there's a lot of Minutemen there, but unless you give Preston Garvey a fucking minigun or a Fat Man or fucking hell, anything like that, it's going to be a pain in the ass. And I kind of didn't want to cheese that too bad. Oh, what about the Railroad? The Railroad has you do the exact same thing for the Institute if you stick with them long enough. You need to grab the Beryllium Agitator before you can move on with the rest of the Railroad's nonsense. And their quest line is convoluted. But I do like Tinker Tom. Tinker Tom's a good character. He's a little crazy, but I mean, he's awesome. That and Nick Valentine. Those two are great. Those two characters are great. But I think a much easier challenge would be a companion only, because you could have someone that's an aimbot like Paladin and Dance. You could have a number of different characters that you could just give a Fat Man to and nuke everything to oblivion, but watch out for splash damage. Hell, a Pipe Revolver only playthrough would be a lot easier, because yes, you're restricted to one weapon, but the Pipe Revolver isn't horrible, and it's a ranged weapon. So, long story short, Fallout 4 Fists Only, Unarmed, is 100% doable. I entirely believe it is 100% doable. I just can't do it. I hang my head in shame that I wasn't able to do this challenge run. But there are definitely challenge runs I could totally do. I would just have to think of a few. The Pipe Revolver only definitely sounds like something I could definitely do, because, well, it's not the worst weapon. I know where a lot of ammo is for it, and it's relatively common, so it wouldn't be that hard to really go through the game. I say that now without doing it. And I know what gun perks I would have to get. I know how to build a character around handguns and rifles. I would turn it into a rifle. So unless you're like, oh, pipe revolver pistol only, then I would go for the pistol mods, pistol perks. I would definitely like to try the Pipe Revolver pistol only. If that is something you want me to do, leave a like on the video, or simply just comment Pipe Revolver pistol only run, please, or something along those lines. Definitely something I could do, and I think I would have a decent amount of fun with it. Ye olde gunslinger from the West. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, in Trilby, we trust.